Hey everyone. We love bringing beautiful things into our homes, right? And what's more classic than a gorgeous bouquet of flowers? But here's the thing. For anyone with a cat, that beautiful, seemingly innocent decoration could be hiding a really deadly secret. And I know that sounds incredibly dramatic, doesn't it? A death sentence? But for cat owners, the answer is a terrifying and very real yes. That lovely centerpiece you got for your birthday could literally be the most dangerous thing your cat ever encounters. And this right here just shows you the crazy disconnect. On one hand, lilies are these celebrated symbols of beauty and purity. They're given as gifts all over the world. But for our cats, they're an incredibly potent poison. And I'm not exaggerating. We're talking about a genuine veterinary emergency just waiting to happen. So let's dive into our first section, which we're calling a beautiful killer. Because that's exactly what a lily is to a cat. It's this hidden danger that so many of us, with the best intentions, bring right into our living rooms, completely unaware of the massive risk. Okay, let's be super clear here. The kind of toxicity we're talking about is, well, extreme. We're specifically looking at true lilies, that's the Lilium genus, and daylilies from the Hemerocallis genus. For a cat, getting into one of these doesn't just mean they'll have an upset stomach. It's a potentially fatal event that goes straight for their kidneys. And what's really terrifying is just how potent this toxin is. We're not talking about a cat needing to chow down on a whole flower. No. A few grains of pollen that fall on their fur, which they then lick off while grooming, or just a couple of sips of water from the vase, that's it. That's enough to trigger complete acute kidney failure. So why? What is it about these specific plants that makes them so unbelievably deadly for cats? Understanding the how here is really the key to grasping just how serious this is. First off, let's name names. These are some of the most common and most dangerous varieties you're going to find in bouquets and gardens. We've got tiger lilies, Asiatic lilies, oriental lilies, Easter lilies, and of course, daylilies. If you have a cat, these names need to be a major red flag. And this is the part that so many people miss. Every single part of the plant is poisonous. It's not just about eating a leaf, a little nibble on a petal, chewing the stem, licking that pollen off a paw, or drinking the vase water. It is all equally and devastatingly dangerous. The whole shebang is toxic. Now, this is a huge point of confusion, and it's super important we clear this up. You might have heard of a peace lily. That is not a true lily. If a cat chews on one, it'll cause some nasty mouth irritation, maybe some drooling. It's unpleasant for sure, but it's rarely life-threatening. True lilies, though, they are in a completely different league. They lead directly to fatal kidney failure. It's not even a comparison. And here's where it gets kind of wild and honestly a little creepy. Scientists still don't actually know the exact chemical that causes this. What they do know is that it's some substance that once in a cat's system selectively targets and just destroys the cells in their kidneys. It's like this toxin has a key that only fits the lock on a cat's kidney cells, which is why dogs or people aren't affected in the same way. It's uniquely a feline poison. Okay, this brings us to the most critical part of this whole thing. What actually happens when a cat is exposed? And I have to warn you, this isn't a slow-acting poison. The moment of contact starts a race against the clock. You have to understand this happens so fast. In the first 6 hours, you might just see what looks like a simple tummy bug. Some vomiting, drooling, maybe they're just acting tired. But that's the calm before the storm. By 12 to 30 hours, their kidneys are actively failing. They might actually pee more at first, but then they shut down completely. And after about 24 hours, the cat is in acute renal failure. Urine production stops, toxins build up in their blood, and that leads to seizures and ultimately a coma. It's absolutely horrifying. So I want you to burn this number into your brain, 6. If you even suspect your cat has had any contact with a lily, you have about 6 hours to get to a veterinarian. Getting treatment within this window is absolutely critical for any chance of survival. Waiting for symptoms to get worse is, tragically, a fatal mistake. So, what do you do if there's even the slightest chance? The plan is simple, and it's non-negotiable. You go to an emergency vet. Immediately. Don't wait. Don't see how they do. Grab a piece of the plant or snap a photo on your phone so the vet can be 100% sure what they're dealing with. And call ahead on your way so the team can be ready for you. Every single second counts. Okay, after all that doom and gloom, let's talk about the good news, because there is good news. This entire tragedy is 100% preventable. It all just comes down to knowing what to look out for and making safer choices for our pets. Look, when it comes to lily poisoning in cats, there's no magic pill or home remedy. Even the veterinary treatment is a desperate, expensive, last-ditch effort. The only true cure is making sure it never, ever happens in the first place. So, does this mean you can't have flowers in your house? Absolutely not. This chart gives us some fantastic, beautiful, and most importantly, safe options. Instead of high-risk flowers like lilies, tulips, or daffodils, you can go for classics like roses, elegant orchids, or cheerful sunflowers and gerberas. You don't have to give up having flowers around, you just have to swap out the dangerous ones. So let's make it really simple. Here's your checklist. First, just make it a house rule, no lilies ever. Second, if someone gives you a bouquet, check it carefully. Lilies are often used as filler flowers. Third, and this is a big one, tell your friends and family. They probably have no idea. Spreading the word can literally save a life. And finally, when in doubt, just pick a flower you know is safe. Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to this, doesn't it? Our pets totally depend on us to keep them safe. And now that you know the danger, the choice of what you bring into your home becomes a conscious one. It's a choice between a temporary decoration and the life of your best friend.